Hey guys, Dr. Norris Goldberg here, owner and clinical director at Koru Chiropractic, and welcome back to the Spinal Hygiene Series 2.0. And today we are going to be focusing on hip mobility. All right, so if you've seen some of my past videos, you should know by now we need to focus on a few things. Core strength, especially. Overall strength, yes, but also some flexibility and some mobility, especially in the ball and socket joints like our shoulders and our hips, to help the strength of your spine ultimately, to keep your spine in a safe position and stop creating that same problem that's causing the pain. Okay, so this is going to be very effective if you can do these along with your corrective care adjustments. And I do these just about every time I go into the gym, at least variations of them. And so what I want to show you is hip airplanes and hip cars, controlled axial rotation, okay? So check out the hip airplane. All you need is a broomstick, all right? So literally use an old mop stick here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first just do a hip hinge, right? So I'm bent at the waist here. I'm using the stick just for balance, all right? Now, if you're really fancy, if you're really athletic, you could potentially do this without a stick, but ultimately we're really trying to focus on mobilizing and getting into those ranges of motion. So having a little help can help you get to just the next level, all right? So you're gonna kick that one leg back, right? So you can see my leg is in line with my body, right? So I'm using this as balance, and both my hip points are straight down at the floor and both my shoulders are down at the floor. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the hips up. Some people need to kind of grab the handle and hold it with two hands, but I would encourage you to try to get light on it, right? Try not to be bearing down on it. If you're falling over, you could put a chair next to you or something that can help with stability. This is not meant to be necessarily a crazy balance challenge, although it will be challenging, okay? So then I'm gonna come back down and I'm actually gonna drop my hip down just a little lower. Now I feel a great stretch on the outside of my leg, on the far side here. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna open up. So the whole time, my spine, again, stays in line with my leg. My glute is working really hard right now. And I'm maybe feeling a little stretch right here. And I'm really opening up. Now, if you're really flexible, you might be able to open up all the way. But for me, this is where I'm at, right? And then I come back down and then open up again. Okay, so for the hip airplanes, I usually do those at least 5 times on each side. But really, you could do it 10, 20 times. There's no perfect number. It's about getting to that point where it feels nice and warm and loose and you're not experiencing pain. Again, your spine is in a neutral position, holding rigidity through the hip. Okay, guys, for this next exercise, we're gonna start on the floor, but eventually it could be standing like the last one. So with this exercise, let's start on all fours. And eventually we're gonna move to the full hip car, but sometimes we gotta just kind of get some of the basic motions down first, or even just loosen up those hips. So let's do a little mobilization first. We're gonna do some fire hydrants. We're gonna kind of pull the knee forward first and come around. I like to start small, right? Especially if I'm feeling a little achy in my hips, maybe after hockey or something. I'm gonna start small. I'm just gonna get a little bit of motion in here, and then I'm gonna start making those circles bigger and bigger, and I'm gonna get more lift. I'm almost hitting my elbow here, right? So I'm going back, and then I'm gonna go back. So I can maybe start small again. You can see I'm pushing back first. So these would be called reverse fire hydrants, and then I'm opening up. Nice. And then we're gonna do some lateral fire hydrants, or dog on a fire hydrant, okay? So you can imagine what it's gonna look like here. Kind of lift the leg up and then put it back down. You can see both my hands stay on the ground. I'm not really twisting my neck or my back. I'm just trying to use my hip muscles to pull that leg up to the side as far as I can. So it should only be feeling it here, not here. Okay, so now we're gonna do the hip car, controlled axial rotation. And this one is a little bit technical, so we're gonna start on all fours. Eventually you can go to standing. Now, it just happens that I'm showing you on my bad hip side, so don't judge my range of motion, okay? This exercise still works no matter if you can get the most optimal range of motion, which we're always shooting for, or you're limited in range of motion and you have hip arthritis, all right? No big deal, but if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, and that's why this exercise is so crucial. So, and again, on all fours here, first thing we're gonna do, just lift that hip up just a little bit. You're gonna go into flexion first, so hip flexion. You're just gonna bring that knee forward, and then we're gonna abduct it. Bring it out to the side. So I'm up to the side, just like fire hydrant here. And then I'm gonna do internal rotation, which is like lifting my heel to the ceiling. When I do that, I almost get a little pinch in my hip, but that's okay. So again, lifting my heel to the ceiling, and then I'm gonna bring my knee back, and I'm gonna finish with extension, okay? Now, ultimately, you need to understand those motions, right? You need to go slow, and you need to be in control. So again, flexion, abduction, rotation, extension. And then as you get better, it can just become like one motion. And I've actually seen like Olympic skiers doing this standing, and they're doing this like weaving motion with their leg. They're warming up their hip. They're moving it through all the ranges of motion here, okay? So again, it's a little bit more technical. I'm gonna show you the standing variation next. Let me know if you're having any trouble with this one. Okay guys, now we're gonna do the standing hip cars. And for this one, I'm gonna break out the trusty broomstick. That's if you need the balance, but realistically, you could potentially do this standing if you get to this level without any balance or support. But for now, we're gonna hold it. We're actually gonna hold it on the opposite side of the hip that we're gonna work on, okay? So same idea, but now we're straight up and down. We're not in the 4-point position, right? So our hip is already straight. It's in the neutral position. We're gonna lift it up into flexion, right? So I'm bringing that knee up. I'm kind of keeping my toe up as well, by the way. Bring my knee up, and I'm gonna bring it out to the side. That's the easy part. Then I'm gonna like lift that heel up, kind of almost like you're gonna kick back, not straight back yet, almost like you're gonna bring it out here and give yourself a little heel high five, all right? So again, I'm gonna bring it up, bring it to the side, and then turn it out like that, okay? That's the hardest part. I mean, honestly, that's the one for me, at least, that is really challenging, that internal rotation. So there's some other stretches you can do to help with that if you feel like that's the one that you can't get. But for some people, that one might be easy and one of the other ones might be tough, okay? So again, lift up. Now, while I'm standing too, by the way, as I'm standing here, the same principles apply as before. I'm pulling my core up and in. I'm also squeezing that glute of the standing leg, right? So I'm really rigid right here, and I'm straight up and down and tight, okay? So as I lift up, come to the side, kick back, and then I'll go back all the way for a little donkey kick at the end. So that's that extension part. So up to the side, rotate back, come back, and then just a little donkey kick at the end. I'm gonna show you from the side here. Lift that knee up, bring it out to the side, internal rotation, whew, that one's tricky, and then extension. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed those hip mobility exercises. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because I'm gonna keep putting out more videos. Thanks, guys. See you.